Good morning. So here's an interesting one. Today we're talking about how God is not fair. So I was listening to my devotional this morning, and it was a pastor by the name of Ty Gibson, and he was talking about how God is not fair, and people will question that, and there are atheists who their justification for not believing in God is because, well, I can't believe in a God who would damn to hell a whole country because they're Hindu or something like that. Like, there's no way that all these people who have never heard the gospel or have heard about God and can't then decide to follow him or believe in him, they were just brought up believing in Buddha if you're Buddhist or something like that, like a different religion and a different place in the earth or in history where you never heard about God. How can he possibly say that person doesn't deserve to get to go to heaven? And so people say, well, that's not my God. And so he talked about putting God into a box, and this God that is fair or not fair because of this, and basically points out that people are judging God by what, like, people have said. Christians historically have been terrible at preaching the character of God and like showing what God is actually like. And religion sets in, and we get all these rules, and you have to do this and this and this, or else you're not saved. You're going to hell. And anyway, how God's character has been described terribly wrong. So then we're sitting here saying, hey, God, it's not fair. Why, how can you judge this person based on that? And how can I love that person because they've done this and this and this? And God said, well, that's not really my commandment. Yeah, it's not fair, but I've commanded you to love. It's not fair, but do it. And you're like, well, but yeah, okay. So and politics gets people really heated. And so you think of Christians who have been historically and stereotypically more Republican. So then there's Republicans. Well, wait a minute, God, you want me to love somebody who believes in abortion or somebody who had an abortion? That's just so wicked. And how could you want me to love them? No. Love them. Wait a minute, God. No, I think you're mistaken. That's not clearly. Love them. It's not your spot, not your position to judge them. Love. And let him do the rest. It doesn't matter. Like, you're not supposed to be judging. That's not your job. Don't worry about it. Love. And then, of course, right when you find yourself in that situation, we're like, yeah, Christians, yeah, Republicans, you're not supposed to judge me, blah, blah, blah. And then you flip the coin. So then someone who finds themselves on the more liberal, the more Democrat side of things and saying, oh, Donald Trump is so wicked and he's such a bad person. And God says, no. Love him. Whoa, God, you want me to love Donald Trump? That's not going to happen. Like, how terrible this guy. No. Love Donald Trump. That's the command, is love him as your neighbor. Love your neighbor as yourself. And wait a minute, God, like all these things that no. Love. And it's not fair, right? It's one of those things like we're sitting here like, no, I can't, like, that's not fair for me to have to love him or me to have to love them when they're not coming this direction. There's a song lyric that I like clever song lyrics. And this song lyric goes, meet me in the middle, come on, let's make up a dance, and we'll agree to call it the compromise. So everybody knows about compromise. That's part of what makes a good relationship, a friendship, a husband-wife relationship. Any relationship is built on, compromise. You have to meet in the middle, right? That's not how God operates. He said, nope, this isn't fair. Love them. You go all the way. Even if they don't come halfway, if they don't meet you halfway, love them. Like, God, but if they would just see it my way just a little bit, that would make it so much easier to love them. If they would just, change their thinking, just partially. Like, if they come halfway, it'd be easy. I'll just, I'll move in and I'll love them. No, go all the way. You go 100% of the way. You love them regardless of how far they step in your direction. Whether or not they believe the same thing you do, whether or not their political beliefs are the same as yours, love them. And I think that's like the next question then is, what does it mean to love your neighbor as yourself? And that's a whole different topic, right? That's a whole other step. And actually being able to do that is maybe impossible. Maybe, we're striving to be like Jesus, and it's impossible to be completely like Jesus. But hey, if you try, that's all you can do, right? Is try your best. And so we need to learn to love people regardless of their beliefs and so then we get to the pearly gates of heaven and you see somebody in heaven, we're just like, whoa, wait a minute, that person, whoa, they were in the news all the time. That person is inherently evil, God. How in the world could they be here? That is not fair that person is here. And I think it's wrong. And I don't think you're being fair, God. And then God looks at you and he says, well, aren't you kind of glad that I'm not being fair? Because if I was being completely fair, you wouldn't be here either. So I hope that stimulates some thought today. Hope you have a great day, and I'll see you tomorrow.